What's up, Mike Nowstalgia? Dave here with a review of Good Fortune, the new supernatural comedy film starring Aziz Ansari, Seth Rogen, and Keanu Reeves. This is the directorial film debut from Aziz Ansari, out now via Lionsgate, also featuring Keke Palmer and Sandra Oh in the cast. And Good Fortune is the making good of Aziz's previous desires to become a film director for the first time, because I think many people probably have forgotten by now, Aziz's first attempt to make a feature film was Being Mortal, which was paused and later canceled back in 2022 after filming around half of its script at that point. That film was canceled due to no fault of Aziz Ansari or Seth Rogen or Keke Palmer, who were also cast in that now canceled film, but in fact because of allegations and a later settlement regarding actions on set by the film star Bill Murray. And that film just kind of died on the vine following all that controversy, following those allegations. It never restarted production. There was later a settlement revealed regarding Murray's actions on set to a female production assistant. After that film died at Searchlight, Aziz moved on to a new film and got Good Fortune off the ground at Lionsgate, and quickly Seth Rogen and Keke Palmer signed back on to make this movie instead. And then before you know it, of course, the strikes impacted the completion of Good Fortune. But now it's here after previously premiering earlier this year at Toronto, and I really enjoyed Good Fortune. I think the film is heavy on the laughs. The comedic charms of Aziz Ansari and Seth Rogen, familiar they may be, but they really work in this movie. And there's just enough heart and good intentions on the part of Aziz's storytelling, some commentary on the gig economy and what it's like to work non-glamorous jobs in today's world. There's enough, I think, social comment present, and perhaps more important than anything else, the presence of Keanu Reeves in a note-perfect performance as this budget rent guardian angel character, Gabriel, really brings the movie together. And it's another fun take on the body swap storytelling that we know quite well from Freakier Friday earlier this year. And rather than be a one-to-one body swap type story the way Freaky Friday works, where you look like someone else, but you're yourself on the inside. In this film, you have Rogen and Aziz's characters literally swapping place and swapping station in life. And I think that story, I think really comes together once that body swap happens. The way the film starts, you have Aziz Ansari's character, Arj, who is someone living in his car, working these kind of like Fiverr, like one-off freelancer type jobs as a delivery worker, as a handyman, also working part-time retail at a like Home Depot hardware type store. Definitely struggling to get by, acknowledging that he doesn't have it as bad as other people do in life, but he's not exactly doing that great. And he comes in contact with this wealthy venture capitalist, tech bro type, played by Seth Rogen, who lives in a glamorous house up in the Hollywood Hills. This film notably shot in and around Los Angeles. We always love to see that, how exceedingly rare that is getting with movies these days. And Arj, for a time, becomes Seth Rogen's Jeff's character assistant. And, things go well for a time until they don't. Meanwhile, we, from the very beginning, know that Keanu Reeves' Gabriel, this guardian angel, has been monitoring and observing Arj as he goes through his day, despite the fact that he's not actually a guardian angel associated with someone in Arj's place, a lost soul, if you will. Gabriel is tasked with people that are texting and driving and making sure that doesn't happen. And I think there's a few funny scenes with the other angels. Sandra Oh's character is this kind of like matriarch, leader type angel figure. Gabriel, someone who has a lower station among the guardian angels. That's why his wings are small. There's a one scene role from Stephen McKinley Henderson as Azrael, this really great and accomplished angel, unlike Gabriel, who feels like he isn't making as big of a difference as he could. And of course, Gabriel's the one who causes the body swap, but his intentions of, attempting to have Arj see the value in his life the way it is, despite his, less than successful circumstances compared to Jeff, it doesn't go that way, because Arj likes being wealthy. Arj likes being rich and having fun and not having to struggle and grind every single day just to get by. And then from that point on, the movie really shifts in, I think, a great way, where the movie kind of levels up, where Jeff is now in Arj's station. And I think that leads to a lot of humor, but it gets taken a step further because Gabriel has to, live with Jeff, live among Jeff, and he actually becomes a human and loses his angel privileges when, Sandra Oh realizes that Gabriel has messed up to the degree that Arj can't, make this switch back. And I think from there, you just get a lot of great humor with Gabriel becoming in touch with humanity and becoming a chain smoker before long, and understanding the pleasures of eating because he never had to eat food before as an angel. I think a lot of great stuff there. And yes, does the film maybe get wrapped up in a pretty neat, tidy fashion? Yes, of course. Does it have anything super deep to say about the problems of the gig economy and how the tech industry and the wealthy people prey on people less fortunate than them? Not really, but it is nice that that's there. I think it's there in a strong enough way to really add a nice layer to the film. I think part of that is Keke Palmer's character fits right into that as someone who's trying to motivate her coworkers at this hardware store to unionize. She is the romantic lead alongside Aziz. And the funny thing about it too is we know Keke Palmer is such a great comedic performer, right? Got great rave reviews earlier this year with One of Them Days, but she's a real firecracker of an actor in general. I think we all think she's really great. She isn't actually playing it super comedic in this film. She's definitely playing a much more serious role as the romantic interest of Arj. But I think Keke just has a really, high floor, has really come a long, long way as an actor. I think it's a really great turn from her. And I think with Aziz, it's a lot of the, especially in the early goings, it's a lot of the Aziz Ansari style in terms of like his inflection, the way he emphasizes words and tones and things like that. It's all familiar stuff. But I think it's just kind of nice to see him act in a comedic role again, because he's been someone who's largely been, behind the camera more recently, not nearly as public facing, apart from some, stand-up comedy tours and specials and whatnot. But he wasn't in the last season of Master of None in front of the camera, just behind, right? It's nice to see him make a traditional, studio comedy film. And he talked about seeing the success of Barbie as a way to kind of motivate him to make this movie. And this movie was made at a very, tight budget, I think around $30 million or so. Not expected to open super strongly, open under 10 million. I think the box office continues to be incredibly challenging for comedy films in the streaming era. That much is clear. But I think the movie's quite fun. I think this movie will have a decent run in theaters, nothing special, but will have a long tail on streaming and on VOD, and become a successful film as far as something like this probably can. But yeah, I think everyone involved really did a great job, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And for Lionsgate, we'll take that. Let me know though, what you think of Good Fortune? What you like most about the movie? Let me know. And for more movie reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.